Okay, let's talk high chairs. If you've ever found yourself scrolling endlessly at 2 a.m., looking at a million different options and just feeling completely overwhelmed, well, you are not alone. It's a jungle out there. But don't worry, we're going to cut through all that noise. We're going to break down what actual parents, the ones in the trenches, really think about some of the most popular high chairs on the market. Let's do this.
This right here, this is the real question, isn't it? It's the one that keeps you staring at your shopping cart, wondering if you're making a huge mistake. You see one chair for the price of a nice dinner out, and another that costs more than your car payment. And you have to wonder, what am I actually paying for? Is it some magical self-cleaning technology? A chair that will last until they go to college? We're about to dig in and find out. All right, first up, let's talk about the category that just makes sense to so many people. This is for the parents who are thinking, I just need a safe place for my baby to fling spaghetti that won't make me cry when I look at my bank statement. This is all about maximum value with minimum fuss.
And that brings us to, let's be honest, the king of this category, the IKEA Antelope. This quote from a parent review just hits the nail on the head. You see that price tag and you immediately think, is this thing going to collapse if my kid sneezes too hard? But as this parent points out, spoiler alert, nope, it's a tank. I mean, just look at that number, around $30. Seriously, let that sink in for a minute. You can spend more on a couple of pizzas. In the world of baby gear where everything seems to have an extra zero tacked onto the end, this price is almost unbelievable. It's so affordable, it kind of takes the pressure off. Who cares if it gets covered in avocado? It was $30. So what do you get for that incredible price? Well, you get a whole lot of what parents actually want. Number one, super easy to clean. We're talking smooth plastic, no weird crevices for mashed peas to hide in forever. A simple wipe down and you're done. The cushion cover? Just toss it in the wash. And it's so easy to assemble, you can practically do it with one hand while holding the baby. It's just a simple, brilliant workhorse. Okay, now let's completely switch gears. We're going to jump from one end of the price spectrum all the way to the other. We're now talking about chairs that are less baby gear and more, well, a piece of investment furniture. These are the chairs designed to stick around for the long haul. And this quote about this Stoke Trip Trap says it all. 7 years, 3 children. Just think about that. That's not just a high chair anymore. That's practically a family heirloom. That's a chair that's seen it all. This frames it as a buy it once, cry once kind of purchase, and you are done. For good. So what's the secret? How does it last that long? It's what we call a grow with me chair, and it's a pretty genius concept. It starts out as a high chair for your tiny baby. Then, as they get bigger, you adjust the seat and footrest, and it becomes a perfect toddler seat. And then it can even convert into a full-on chair that your kid can use at the dinner table or their desk for years. It's all about that incredible adaptability. But nothing is perfect, right? On the plus side, you're getting that beautiful, solid wood design that looks amazing in your kitchen, and of course, that incredible longevity. The tray can even go in the dishwasher. But the trade-off, and it's a big one for some parents, is the cleaning. That beautiful wood has grooves where food just loves to get stuck. And pretty much every parent agrees, those harness straps can be a real nightmare to get completely clean. Okay, so what if you're somewhere in the middle? You want something that looks really good, something that fits the vibe of your home, but you also really, really need it to be practical for the mess monster you live with. Well, that brings us to our next category of chairs. So let's put 2 of these modern favorites head to head, the Lalo and the Mockingbird. When it comes to looks, parents say the Lalo is super cute and looks more like real furniture. The Mockingbird, on the other hand, has this sleek, minimalistic plastic vibe. Both get huge points for being easy to clean, but here's where they differ. For the Mockingbird, the silicone-coated straps are a game changer for wiping up messes. But the big catch with the Lalo is that you're paying extra for key add-ons like the cushion. And with the Mockingbird, some parents find that super sleek, curved seat can be a little too big for smaller babies just starting out. Okay, pause. We've talked a lot about chairs that live in your kitchen. But what if your life is, well, everywhere else? What about dinner at the grandparents' house? Or trying to eat at a restaurant? Or going on vacation? Your gorgeous stationary high chair isn't exactly going to fit in the car. And that brings us to a totally different kind of solution for a very real problem. This is for the adventurers, the travelers, the city dwellers, the families who are always out and about. This is for anyone who needs a safe spot for their baby to eat, literally anywhere. And the hero of this category is the Inglesina Fess table chair.
The whole idea behind this thing is simple. It's designed to be thrown in a bag and clamped right onto almost any table. It's all about making life easier when you're not in your own perfectly baby-proofed kitchen. And what's great is that for such a clever, problem-solving piece of gear, the price is really accessible. For under $100, you can get a chair that makes eating out so much less stressful. For some families in small apartments, this might even be their main high chair. So the benefits are pretty obvious. It's light, it's small, it sets up in seconds, and parents say it feels shockingly secure once it's clamped on. And here's a cool side effect. Because the baby is pulled right up to the table with the family, it can actually help with their posture. But, and this is a huge but, you have to pay attention to this, it does not work with every single table. If you've got a really thick table, a glass top, or one with a big decorative lip underneath, this just isn't going to work. So definitely check your table first. Phew, okay, we've looked at a bunch of awesome but very different chairs, which brings us back to the most important question of all. Which one is the right one for you? Because spoiler alert number 2, there is no single best high chair for everyone. The perfect chair is all about your priorities. So take a look at this. Are you all about that budget slice? Or are you playing the long game with longevity? Maybe you're a family that's always on the move, so portability is your everything. Or maybe ease of cleaning is the one thing that will save your sanity. The right choice depends entirely on which of these slices is the biggest for your family and your life. So here's a super simple way to figure it out. Step 1, decide on your budget. Be realistic about what you want to spend. Step 2, think about your lifestyle. Are you home a lot or are you constantly out? Step 3, pick your most important function. If you could only have one thing, longevity or easy cleaning, which would it be? And finally, step 4, look around your home. What fits your space and your style? Just walking through these 4 steps will point you right to your answer. And that leaves us with this final thought. Just close your eyes and picture a typical mealtime in your house, with the mess, the happy moments, all of it. Now, what is the one single feature that would make that whole experience just a little bit easier, a little bit better, a little less sticky? Figure that out, and you, my friend, have found your perfect high chair.